Welcome back to the Dinar Daily, where we bring you the truth behind the headlines and the stories shaping global finance. Today, something massive is unfolding, a move that's sending shockwaves across the world's currency markets. The headline says it all. Global shock. CBI activates new IQD rate. Revaluation in motion. What started as faint whispers in trading circles has now become a roaring discussion across financial networks. The Central Bank of Iraq is making moves, and the signs are impossible to ignore. The quiet speculation that once filled private forums has now become a global conversation about Iraq's next big step in monetary reform. For over a decade, this topic has divided analysts, investors, and everyday followers. Some dismiss the idea of a revaluation entirely, calling it a myth. Others, with unwavering belief, insisted it was inevitable, just a matter of time. But right now, the tide feels different. Real actions are being taken, and the signals are stronger than ever. Iraq's central bank is no longer speaking in vague promises. It's using official, concrete language about modernization, transparency, and digital integration. Those words, in the financial world, mean one thing: serious transformation. When a central bank starts discussing modernization and global market alignment, it's not just talk, it's a precursor to change. Iraq has been operating in a controlled loop for years, a system built for domestic management rather than global trade. But today, that's evolving. The shift toward a transparent, data-driven exchange rate model shows Iraq is preparing to connect with the world on equal footing. Countries like Germany and Vietnam began similar journeys after years of hardship, and Iraq's trajectory is beginning to look just as promising. To understand the magnitude of what's happening, we have to look back. The Iraqi dinar wasn't always undervalued. Once upon a time, it stood tall, one of the region's strongest currencies, backed by massive oil reserves and solid trade. But decades of war, sanctions, and instability broke that foundation. What we're witnessing now is a revival, a rebuilding of trust, credibility, and confidence. Iraq's leadership has been cleaning up its banking system, enforcing regulations, and implementing new digital frameworks that modern economies depend on. These reforms might not make flashy headlines, but they matter deeply. When a country strengthens compliance, cracks down on illegal transfers, and builds transparent financial systems, it earns international respect. Investors begin to notice. Trust grows, and that's when currencies begin to reflect real value. Iraq's new generation of policymakers understands this perfectly. They're linking the dinar's future to tangible assets: oil, gold, and foreign reserves, instead of politics. That's a fundamental shift, one that builds genuine, lasting confidence. A nation's currency is built on trust, not hype. When people believe in the system, that reserves are real, data is accurate, and institutions are reliable, that currency naturally gains strength. Iraq's leaders are focusing on that foundation. The strategy isn't flashy, it's steady, practical, and deeply rooted in sustainability. Real value isn't created by sudden announcements. It's built, one verified policy at a time. And right now, that building process is happening in front of our eyes. Meanwhile, the buzz online has exploded. Forums that once saw a few hundred posts are now seeing thousands. Screenshots, bank rate rumors, and speculation are spreading like wildfire. Everyone's looking for proof that the central bank has flipped the switch. Some claim to have seen early rate changes, others report unusual digital activity with the dinar. Whether those claims are accurate or not, one thing's certain: the excitement is real. The world is watching Iraq with renewed attention. But here's where perspective matters. The smartest voices in finance remind us that this isn't just hype, it's evolution. Iraq's revaluation isn't happening overnight. It's happening through gradual, deliberate modernization. The country is embracing digital banking, mobile transactions, and international transfers at a scale unseen in its history. That's not just convenience, it's a foundation for global trust. When money moves through legitimate, traceable systems, it attracts real partners. And those partners are the ones who sustain growth. In recent months, Iraq's engagement with international organizations like the IMF and World Bank has intensified. These partnerships are vital. They signal that Iraq isn't isolating itself. It's stepping back into the global stage. Every compliance check and digital audit pushes the nation closer to being recognized as a credible financial player. That's why many analysts are calling this a revaluation in motion. It's not about a single event, it's about a systemic rise in legitimacy and value. At the same time, the global economy is shifting in ways that make Iraq's moves even more significant. The push for energy stability has brought new attention to oil-producing nations. Iraq, with some of the world's largest reserves, is now in a position of strategic power. A stable Iraq means stable oil markets, and that stability gives the country tremendous leverage. Once confidence solidifies, experts believe oil contracts could start being priced in dinar, a monumental step that would organically increase its demand. But it's important to stay grounded. The world of currency reform is filled with rumors and false promises. Over the years, countless scams have tried to exploit the dream of instant wealth through revaluation stories. The difference this time is that the evidence of progress is tangible. Real policy, real reform, and real modernization. Still, patience is key. Exchange rates evolve through structure, not speculation. The smart move right now is to follow verified updates and avoid emotional reactions. For Iraqis, this isn't just about the exchange rate. It's about reclaiming control, about seeing their nation rise through its own strength. Digital banking has already changed daily life. Small businesses, government workers, and farmers are now part of a more efficient financial system. Payments arrive faster. Taxes are collected properly. These improvements may seem small, but together they form the bedrock of a stable currency. When a nation's people start trusting their own banking system, that's when the real transformation begins. Outside Iraq, major financial institutions are taking notice. Banks across Europe, Asia, and the US are studying Iraq's data closely. They may not announce it yet, but preparations are quietly underway. This is the calm before the global response, the moment before major investors step in. When that happens, the impact will spread far beyond Iraq, influencing trade, regional economies, and even the structure of emerging markets worldwide. Interestingly, this renewed attention on Iraq is also reigniting curiosity about other undervalued currencies like the Vietnamese dong and the Zimbabwean dollar. Analysts suggest that if Iraq proves a revaluation can happen through discipline and reform, it could inspire similar efforts across the developing world. Some even call it a mini financial reset, not through chaos, but through steady recovery. That's the kind of ripple effect that changes the global balance of economic power. And let's not forget the bigger picture. The world is already rethinking its reliance on the US dollar. From discussions on de-dollarization to the rise of digital currencies, we're entering a new era of multipolar finance. Iraq's reforms align perfectly with that vision. By strengthening its dinar, Iraq positions itself as part of this next-generation financial ecosystem, one where nations share influence more equally. Still, with growing excitement comes growing noise. Every update from Baghdad now sparks a flood of online speculation, from supposed screenshots of bank systems to exaggerated claims about new rates. For anyone following this story, it's essential to focus on what's verifiable. The real progress lies in reforms, not rumors. Each compliance milestone and digital improvement strengthens Iraq's foundation. Real stability isn't about hype, it's about credibility, and that's something Iraq is finally earning back. Within Iraq, optimism is spreading. Citizens are increasingly engaging with modern banking, opening accounts, using apps, and trusting their institutions. This shift toward inclusion is powerful. It moves the economy away from the black market and toward transparent growth. As this trust deepens, so does the dinar's true value. Every successful transaction, every secure transfer adds another brick to Iraq's financial future. Looking ahead, the next few months could be pivotal. The Central Bank of Iraq is expected to roll out further updates on digital infrastructure and cross-border systems. These advancements will show just how close Iraq is to full international integration. Experts agree that this time, progress is measurable, visible, and far more credible than ever before. For those who've followed Iraq's journey for years, this moment feels like validation. The rumors are giving way to reality. Real reforms are happening, laws are being enforced, and transparency is growing. Even skeptics admit something historic is unfolding. If Iraq stays this course, it could soon become one of the most powerful comeback stories in global finance. A stronger dinar would mean lower inflation, greater investor confidence, and regional economic growth. It would bring stability not just to Iraq, but to its neighbors and trading partners. Global powers understand this, which is why many quietly support Iraq's reforms from behind the scenes. Stability in Iraq means balance across the Middle East. And that's the true heart of this story, the energy surrounding